Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum ba 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 ba.
Stop it. Get some help.
What's up, y'all? Brandon with BC Talks here. We've been waiting for this one for a minute. The official trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie dropped earlier today, and I am really excited to watch this and do a reaction for y'all. But first off, if you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe for more comic book, Star Wars, and all sorts of other fandom content. But if you're an OG to the channel, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I am a huge Star Wars fan. My very first video that launched the channel was a reaction and recap to Star Wars Celebration news a few years ago, and I have my Mandalorian and Grogu hot toy over here over on my shoulder that has been in every single video, regardless of whether it was Star Wars content or not, since the beginning of the channel. I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but it doesn't take a huge Star Wars fan to notice that ever since Disney bought Star Wars, things have been a little bit lackluster. Now, I really like The Force Awakens, and I don't hate The Last Jedi as much as a lot of other people do. I know it's going to be controversial to say in the fandom. I see the vision. I see what they were trying to do with The Last Jedi. I think the execution was just a little poor, and they should have kept with some of the setup that they did in The Force Awakens. But regardless of how I feel about those movies, a lot of people don't like a lot of what Disney has done since they bought Star Wars. But of all the stuff they've done, The Mandalorian and Grogu is by far the most successful and most popular. It transcended Star Wars fandom into the pop culture zeitgeist. People that don't even watch Star Wars or care about Star Wars knew who Grogu was and were fans of, Grogu, the little Yoda, as they called him. Even like my mom, who doesn't even watch Star Wars, doesn't care about Star Wars. She had all sorts of Grogu keychains and cups and different kind of merch for Grogu. So it transcended Star Wars fandom into the pop culture zeitgeist. So I'm hoping that with this movie, it will do the same thing for the Star Wars fandom. Now, if you're not familiar, The Mandalorian and Grogu is basically, the movie is basically season 4 of the show condensed into a movie. Disney did the same thing with Moana 2. They were going to make a Disney Plus TV series, and then they said, let's just make it a movie. So they condensed the series into a movie. Now, that does worry me a little bit because watching Moana 2, even though it made over $1 billion, you could tell that it was cut and edited weird, and there was stuff that they left out. So I'm hoping that's not the case with the movie. Obviously, we're not going to be able to tell with the trailer, but I'm hoping that the movie, since they've had a lot more time, they've been working on this movie for a minute, because it was originally going to be they were writing a TV show, and now then they pivoted to a movie. So they've been working on this for a long time. So I'm really excited to see what they have for us. So let's get into the reaction. Oh man, I'm so excited. That theme song is gonna hit like crack. All right, where's Mando going? We've heard some rumors about this. I look at Grogu. Goat goo? Oh, look, you can hear it. You can hear the theme underneath. Okay. No dialogue so far. Oh, there it is. Ooh, okay. Taking us back to season 1. You know, he was a lot more violent in season 1 than the other seasons, Mando. Ooh. Okay, that's the Jabba's cousin or whatever that is, played by Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. Oh, okay, they gotta add it. Oh. Yeah, that theme's hitting. Forged for IMAX, okay. Oh. Okay, Grogu.
Good shot, baby.
Hit him with the blicky. All right, so that's the official trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, I don't know if y'all can tell from the reaction. I thought it was a little mid. I'm not gonna lie. Now, obviously, this is my first time seeing the trailer and making this video, so I haven't seen the general discussion around the trailer online. I haven't looked yet, so maybe everybody loves the trailer and I'm just bugging. But I thought it was a little mid. I was expecting a little more. This is the official trailer. That's what the Star Wars YouTube says. It says official trailer, not a teaser. If this was a teaser, I'd be like, okay, they're giving us a little bit of action and stuff, but not a lot of story. But this is the first official trailer for the movie, which scares me because, like I said before, they cut down the fourth season into a movie, so maybe there's not a good through line of a plot to show in the trailer. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out when we watch the movie. But if this was a teaser, I would have been a little more, okay with it. But for the official trailer, now obviously I don't want them to give everything about the story away in the trailer. A lot of trailers do that. Like the second Sinners trailer gave away that the character, the woman, was a vampire. She had become a vampire. They gave that away in the second trailer for Sinners, so that kind of ruined the plot twist in the movie. And so I don't want them to give away everything about the story in the trailer, obviously, but give us like a little through line, like what's the general story gonna be? There's not really any plot here. It's a lot of action scenes. Now, I do like the action scenes, and I think that if you're not a huge Star Wars fan, like if you're just a casual fan that doesn't really watch Star Wars or just watches the the movies when they are big in the theaters, you'll probably like this trailer more than I did because there's a lot of action. I did like the scene where, and I said in the trailer reaction, where Mando kicks the guy into the wall. It reminded me of that scene when we first meet Mando in season 1, where he goes into that cantina and he's flinging the people around, fighting them, and then he slams that guy's head into the sliding door and cuts it. We don't see it cut off, obviously, but the implication is that his head got cut off. So that reminded me of the early days of Mando when he was a lot more violent than he is now. So I am excited to see him get into more fights, more violent fights. And we did see a lot of Grogu, which is what people want. A lot of Grogu walking around with his little self, looking cute, looking through the thing, and he shot that monster thing at the end. And so, and we saw, so all of that, like all the action and all the Grogu, I think is going to get people excited. But again, I think that's good for a teaser. For an official trailer, I want a little crumb. Give me a crumb. Give me a through line to get me excited. It was all just action, which is, again, is not bad for a teaser, but for an official trailer, I'm looking for a little bit more. We saw Sigourney Weaver's character. Looks like she's some sort of, military official. We don't know if she's with the New Republic or not. Maybe she was wearing a New Republic thing. I actually can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, but she's obviously gonna give them some sort of mission. And then, we saw Rhoda the Hutt. Now, I misspoke in the reaction. I know y'all are going to jump on me in the comments probably. But I meant to say, so in my head, I was thinking nephew, Jabba's nephew. But out of my mouth, I said cousin, because, nephew to cousin. But he's really actually Jabba's son. I couldn't remember if he was his nephew or his son, so I said nephew, but it's his son. It's Jabba's son. We've seen him in a couple episodes of the Clone Wars TV show, but he was a little baby. Now looks like a little baby. Now looks like he's grown up, and he's gonna be buff and jacked. They said there was like I don't know if it was an official picture or like a little leaked image that came out of him, like buffed up. You couldn't see it in the trailer because it was from the back. Pause. But he's gonna be buff and jacked, and he's played by, like I said in the reaction, played by Jeremy Allen White, which is going to be interesting because Jeremy Allen White is from The Bear. He's a really good actor, but he has a very distinct face. So you think if they were going to put Jeremy Allen White in Star Wars, they'd want to use his face, like let him be like a normal character, maybe like an Imperial officer or something of that nature, and kind of let him act. But he's going to be voicing Rhoda the Hutt, the buff Hutt, which is going to be funny to see because all the Hutts we've seen in the past have been, big and sloppy like Jabba. So that's going to be interesting. He's supposed to be giving them some sort of mission or something to help them with their mission. I don't know, because we don't know anything about the story. Maybe a line of dialogue from Sigourney Weaver's character or a line of dialogue from Rhoda's character, just to give us some sense of where the story's going, would have been enough for me. Just a line of dialogue. That was one thing too. Not a lot of dialogue in this trailer. Now, I will say, obviously Mando doesn't talk a lot and Grogu doesn't talk at all. So you're not going to get a ton of dialogue, but get some from the other characters. Like I said, give Rhoda a line to give us a direction of where what he wants them to do, or give Sigourney a line or two to tell us what the mission's gonna be. At least tell us what the mission's gonna be. You don't have to go through the whole plot, but tell us what the mission is, and why they're flying around in the Razor Crest. Are they just flying around, hopping from planet to planet, doing nothing? I don't know because they didn't tell us anything. But and they blew up the AT-AT, which was cool. They've done that before in the Mandalorian and Grogu, though, when the AT-ATs were attacking that little group village in the woods. So we've seen that before in the Mandalorian and Grogu. I don't know. I thought it was okay. It was mid. I would give it like a 4.5, 5 out of 10. It was okay. It was mediocre. It didn't really get me excited for the movie. I was more excited before I saw this than I am now, to be honest. Because of the anticipation. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all thought of the trailer down in the comments below. Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe y'all love it. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more comic book, Star Wars, and all sorts of pop culture content. And I will see y'all another day.